Friday. I hope you're having a good morning. I have to do some boring work on my laptop today, and I'll show you a little bit of what that looks like. I am really grateful that I can work from home, and it is really nice, and I don't mind, especially during the winter. It's nice to be able to stay here, and I really like that. I'm very lucky. And I'll show you a little bit of what that looks like later. It's very boring, but one thing I'm hopefully able to do today, if I have time and if I finish my work in time, it's the I always say it wrong, Christkindl Market. The German holiday market starts downtown, and I hope to have a little bit of time to run down there and go check it out before I pick up the kids from school. If not, maybe we will go this weekend. I also think Lotus is going with her German class. She's taking German at school, and I think they get to go today and visit the market. So that's really cool. And I hope to jump over there, and so maybe you'll see that later. But right now, I need to do some work. I found this really neat candle holder last year at Anthropology after looking for Advent candle holders for a few years. I like how simple and modern this is, and I'm sure it's probably not an actual Advent candle holder, but I'm using it with my candles from Trader Joe's, and I think it looks cool. It's a Norwegian Christmas tradition to have 4 candles to represent the 4 weeks of Advent, and 1 candle is lit each Sunday before Christmas. So I'm a little bit late, but that's okay. So I'm getting ready in a bit to head down to the Christkindl Market. I finished my work for the day, and I'm feeling like it's in a good spot for a Friday. So I'm gonna go down in a bit, but I'm waiting a little bit to see if it warms up a little bit more. So I thought I would show you some of the things that are in my knitting bag right now and kind of what I'm working on. Over Thanksgiving weekend, I, along with a lot of knitters, participated in the Bear Paw Knitalong Sock Challenge by Andrea Mowry. It's these really cool ribbed socks in a DK weight, and you get the DK by holding 2 strands of sock yarn together, and it makes this squishy, awesome knit. These look super long when they're not on my foot, but they, stretch when you put them on. So they're totally the right length. They just look a little long and skinny. But yeah, super fun sock pattern. I only finished one, but I know I can knock the other one out in a couple of days because this was a really quick knit and really fun to do. So it was fun to get that done. I'm also casting on Kloss very soon. This is that giant ribbed coat that I had shown you on my blog before. It's a long, cabled, awesome coat made out of big wool, and I'm going to use my favorite gray glum in Rowan Big Wool. This is my favorite yarn, and I have many knits in my closet made of this yarn, but I just love it so much. It is the perfect gray. So wearable. It's just my favorite. So just imagine this long cabled knit coat. I have to do it. So doing that, but I have a lot of things I have to finish first. The other one isn't, I have to grab it, but I have not made much progress on my Arne and Carlos cardigan. This is still not very far. This takes a while though. Like each row is a tiny little piece of the motif, but I really want to get this finished too and come back to that. I have some deadline knitting that's kind of messing me up, and I have too many things going at the same time. This is always my problem, but The other thing that's happening right now is, where's the page? It's the simple sweater knit along, and this is my pattern. And we are all knitting this simple sweater, which is another bulky weight. This is Rowan Bigwell again. But it's a great pattern for beginners. For your very first sweater, it's perfect for that. It's a raglan, it's simple, it's easy. And I made a YouTube playlist that gives you directions every step of the way, so you're not doing this alone if this is your first sweater. And there's just a few of us knitting along so far, because we kind of started at a busy time too during Thanksgiving week. But there's no real deadline on it, so you can jump in anytime. I'm using this Citron Big Wool, and I just got my setup rows started, a little bit of my increases, and I'll be connecting in the round with the front neck stitches in just a bit. The coolest one I have seen online so far is by Jess from Twin Aura Knits, and her Instagram name is its_Jess_Vel. But she had the best idea, and she gathered up all her leftover scrap yarn, and she held like 5 or 6 strands together to make the bulky weight. And I think she rolled it into balls and had like different colorways for different parts of the sweater. And so it's like a beautiful rainbow connection. We kept joking, like in her captions, it was always like the rainbow connection. This sweater came out so cool that I'm obsessed with it. So I think I might need to do the same thing and just start collecting my scraps and see if I have enough to do a whole sweater. It looks so amazing. So go check it out if you can. I'll probably leave, if I remember, her Instagram handle in the notes below. That's most of my stuff. Oh yeah, tomorrow I have a hat workshop that I'm doing locally. This is called the Bedford hat. I'll show you. It's another hat that just a ribbed hat. But the Bedford hat is from my men's Rowan book called Modern Men's Knits. And we're doing a hat workshop at Esther and Company tomorrow in Newton, Iowa, which is just outside of Des Moines, which is going to be really fun because our last workshop was the Gaptastic Cowl, and it was a lot of brand new knitters that just learned to knit and purl. So I'm hoping they practiced and we can do some more knitting and purling in the round to make a hat. And even though this is a men's hat, it's really one of those hats that fits everybody. Super easy, just a 1x1 rib. It goes up to stockinette at the top. A little color change right here. It's optional. You can do that or not, but super fun hat. Great guy hat if you have a guy in your life that needs a hat and you want to knit them a nice hat. It's called, I didn't even tell you what it's called. It's called the Bedford hat, and it's on Ravelry. So that's a nice one. It's on, I think it's DK yarn on US 6 maybe. I have to actually look, but I think that's about right. And then the other thing I've been knitting, hold on. In the background of my other videos, you'll see me working on this project, which is kind of a secret for spring, but I mean, I can show you and you just won't know what it is. But it's this beautiful kind of gray pink-ish. It's different in different light. It's a little purpley, a little pink in spots. Coming together super nicely, and I'm trying to whip this together really, really fast so I can get onto my other stuff. And then I don't know if I can talk about this yet or not, but I got some news yesterday that I'm going to have to knit another 2 big projects really, really quickly before like January. I mean, I can do it. So it's exciting news. It's good stuff. All of this stuff is, and I'm working on book projects and design stuff for next year. And I'm so grateful to be able to do this. And it is truly what I love. And as scattered as this may seem, like, I don't know. Behind the scenes, it's more organized. And this is kind of my fun stuff. And it's just kind of side stuff whenever I have time. My other stuff is more like scheduled and written in a planner, and I just can't always show what it is, but that's just kind of how this goes. But yeah, I think I'm gonna pack this all up and get it all tidied up into their little individual project bags so I know where everything is when I come back to it when I have time. And I'm gonna go head downtown to the Christkindl Market.
Chocolate on the back of them. Can you want me to hold them up?
Yeah, that's really good. Thank you.
And these are made a completely different recipe, and they are kind of dry and a little chewy in the middle. But they're here. I'll show you.
Okay.
Let's see.
Wow.
Would you like to sample some gingerbread cookies?
Yes.
Orange peel in it. It's baked on this edible wafer paper called an Oblaten. I ordered those in from Germany.
need something to warm me up. Oh my gosh, it's from Raclette. It's so good. I'm back from the Christkindl Market and I had no idea how fun it was gonna be. It was super cool and I had a really fun time. The weather was overcast and cloudy, but it wasn't as cold as it normally would be this time of year, so it really wasn't that bad. It was in the 50s, so it was really an enjoyable afternoon. And then Lotus did go with her German class and I kind of ran into them, but I was trying to not let them see me because I didn't want to embarrass her. So I kind of just saw her for a little bit and they had a great day too. So that was really fun. And so they had all kinds of Scandinavian things and it was a German market, but they had things from Sweden and Norway and everywhere. So that was really cool because my heritage is on my side, German, Norwegian, and Swedish. So a lot of these things that I saw were things that reminded me of my grandparents or things I'd had as a child or things that I had seen, you know, years ago that were familiar. So it was really fun to see all this stuff. And everybody at every booth had a little story or some information to share. And it was really, really fun. So I did pick up a few little souvenirs and a few little treats just because it was a really magical afternoon. I couldn't help myself. So, I got a box of these cookies. These are Swedish cookies. They're kind of like a ginger snap, but a little bit different. Pepparkakor, I wanna say. Pepparkakor cookies. They're really thin and delicious. And then in Norway, they make these folded and woven hearts. And sometimes they make them out of solid white paper and they put them on the tree or around the house. And I thought this one was really cute with felt and I thought it was a cute little ornament. We don't have one of these, so I couldn't resist. It's so cute. There was the little straw ornaments and there was a whole basket of these and they were so cute. I wanted all of them. If we go back this weekend, I'm gonna get maybe one or two more because they have little snowflake ones and little animals, and I got the little, I think it's a goat. Is it a goat? I'm not even sure. It's really, really cute though. And yeah, they had, I think there's a little video clip of the whole basket of these. They're so neat. I just forgot how to say this, the name of this cookie, but look how detailed and elaborate, if you can see, the details on this cookie are unbelievable. There we go. Wow. So this is from a place called Sugar Plums, and I think it's called Spring Girl almond cookie. And you're supposed to have it with a hot drink or a coffee and you dip it. But I just could not believe how beautiful it was, and I just had to bring one home to show the kids. And yeah, maybe we'll go back this weekend because it was really, really fun. Sometimes these things are not Bowie's thing. And since Lotus already got to go for school, I don't know if she wants to go again, but I would totally go again. So I'll run it by the family and see what they think. But how amazing is this? It's so beautiful. And then I was not gonna get this, but then the lady talked me into it, and it's the Christmas cheese. And I had a sample and it's so good. And you put this on, like a cracker, and then put lingonberry jam on it, which I already have. So I'm like, well, I have to get the Christmas cheese, and it is really good. So that's my little treasures from Christkindl Market. And yeah, maybe we'll go back this weekend. We'll see how it goes. But I couldn't resist going today because it was kind of the first day and the weather was pretty good. And then I knew Lotus would be going, and I didn't know what we were doing the rest of the weekend. I have to teach a class tomorrow, so I knew I'd be busy tomorrow. So today was the day, and I'm so happy I went. feeling exhausted after all of that? Me too, but our day isn't over yet. After dinner, Beau and I are headed to the East Village Holiday Promenade. Our first stop was Eden, where they were having a Pie Bird Pies pop-up with cider and other treats. That wraps up day 2. We are definitely ready to go home and get cozy. Thanks so much for joining me for Vlogmas. Good night.